Dreamweavers is the 5th hub world in Spyro 1, and this is one of our last videos on this series. So let's do it well. Starting off here in the hub world itself, we have 1 trophy and even a skill point for the first time? No, we've had a skill point before. There was a skill point in the Artisan's hub world. But anyway, for our trophy, it is called Fool's Errand, and we have to charge through 3 armored fools in a row. And for our skill point, we have to find the secret room. So here are actually our 3 armored fools. That's them. Very simple. You're going to do it multiple times. This should be a really easy trophy for you to get. Now the secret room is actually behind those 2 big guys, but you have to make them small before you can defeat them. So we're going to go do that. So once you defeat that guy, you can now use his little magic cannon thing. I'm not sure what it is. Shoot the 2 big guys, make them small, then we can just charge right past them. So just head up the stairs, and then you can see there's another little platform over there. So just hop on over to it, and then ignore those jester guys, come up to this platform, and you can actually go through the wall, and then you'll see a bunch of like stardust which you need to walk into, and that will get you the skill point. Next up we have Dark Passage, and this is one of the only levels that doesn't have a skill point in the Dreamweavers section, so fairly easy actually. For this, all we have is 1 trophy called Bad Doggies, and all you have to do is defeat the dogs whilst they are in large form. You need to beat 3 of them. So we've done 1 already, but I'm actually going to show you a place where there's 4 of them, really close together, so it's a really easy place to just get all 3 dogs done. Very simply. They're really easy. I don't know why it's a trophy, you just need to use fire on them. It's really, so there's another one right there. It's really easy. There's 2 here, and there's another one to our left over there. So a bunch of dogs in this, really not difficult. Just make sure they're big and red, and then flame them. Easy trophy. Next up in Lofty Castle, we have a skill point and a trophy. So the skill point requires us to destroy the hidden stump, and the trophy is called All Puffed Up, and we have to charge through 4 puffer birds in a row. Very similar to the Fool's Errand trophy and to the Coming Through trophy from, what is it called? Magic Crafters. So over here you can clearly see the 4 puffer birds, just charge straight through them. Again, a really easy trophy. I don't know why, but the Dreamweavers hub world has a bunch of really easy trophies to get. So for the skill point, we do need to destroy the tree stump, and to get to it is actually a little bit more difficult. This jump in particular, this one right here, is much more difficult than most of the other jumps we're going to be doing. But once you can get it, you just need to fly around the tower, And there's our little tree stump. To destroy it, you need to charge it. You can't flame it, as you can see. Just charge it and you'll get yourself a skill point. So in Haunted Towers, we have a trophy and a skill point. The trophy is scrap metal and it requires us to defeat all tin soldiers, and the skill point requires us to burn the blue wizard hat. Now, for the tin soldiers, it's much easier if you just get to the end of the level as quickly as possible, and then you can work your way backwards through it, making sure you don't miss any of the tin soldiers as you go. In order to defeat a tin soldier, you need to have either, I think Supercharge does work, or Super Flame. I use Super Flame for all of them. It's just a lot easier to get to. So you want to get to the end of the level as quickly as possible, and then we'll work our way backwards, showing you where you can find all of the tin soldiers. To get to the end of the level, you do need to defeat 4 of the tin soldiers, so you don't need to beat any more than that. So there are 4 tin soldiers you need to beat on the way. But once you've done that, then you're going to be where I am right now, and you'll be able to go back through and collect all of the tin soldiers, just defeating them. If you defeat a wizard, the wizards basically bring them back to life. If you defeat a wizard, they won't do that, and there'll just be heaps on the floor. You still need to defeat them for this trophy. You can't just leave them on heaps on the floor, so you do need to defeat them all, whether they've been reanimated or not. So, as I mentioned earlier, there is actually a secret area in this level which is full of tin soldiers, so you do need to get there in order to get this trophy. In order to get there, you need to use a supercharged jump ramp, similar to all the stuff we did in Treetops. So that's what we're going to be doing. Obviously, I failed at that time. You don't actually have to go all the way up to the top of a supercharged ramp. You can just do it just a little of the way up. But you want to go on through there, jump over to this area, and over here. This is how you get to the secret area. So, very simple, not very difficult. Once you are here, make sure you get the dragon, which I almost skipped. Make sure you get the dragon so you can get zapped by the fairy. And that way, if you mess it up or you fall off by accident, you don't have to do that supercharged jump ever again. Hopefully. Hopefully. So for this bit, you want to go as quickly as possible, straight up to the top, and defeat the wizard that brings them back to life. Because if you don't get there quick enough, he will bring the one right in front of him back to life, and he will block you from getting there, and you have to do it all over again. So just get there as quickly as possible. And then in here, you can find a fairy, which will give you Super Flame. Now, in my one, I don't know if it was glitch or if it's supposed to do this. I got permanent Super Flame, so it just never went away. You can see there's no timer. Again, I don't know if that was glitched or if that's supposed to happen. But either way, it doesn't really matter. These are the last of the tin soldiers. So just take them out and you'll get yourself a nice easy trophy. So for the skill point we need to burn a blue wizard hat, and it is located all the way over here on the rooftop. This glide is a bit of a pain, but give it a couple of goes and you will be able to make it over there. There's the wizard hat, burn it, easy skill point. Nice and simple. So with Icy Flight we have a trophy called Fly Like an Eagle, which again, similar to the last one, requires us to complete the level without touching the ground. Which personally I don't think is all that difficult, considering you have to beat the level anyway, so really not that difficult. The path that I take in this video really isn't too great. You'll notice that I do a lot of turnarounds and 180 degree, like, to go back on myself. But I definitely agree that you should do the lights and the chests first, and then move on to the trains, and then finally the guys with the jetpacks, the helicopter packs. I don't know what they're called. But just follow this path. This should show you how easy this trophy is, because this is a very rough path. It's not very well executed or well planned. I just sort of winged it. Job done. But yeah, make sure you get the lighthouses and the chests first, and then when you're going for the trains, make sure you're going in the opposite direction as they are, so that you close the gap easier and you're not chasing them. It'll save you a lot of time, or make this a lot easier. Okay, so for the last level in the Dreamweaver's hub world, we have Jax, the boss level, and this has a trophy and a skill point. The trophy is called Jax Tequila, and it requires you to defeat 4 nightmare beasts in one glide, and the skill point is to defeat Jax without taking any damage from him. Now, in order to get to where you can actually get the trophy, you need to come over here and you need to defeat this jester right here, right in front of us, and this will actually lower a pillar around the corner, and this one will raise this pillar, allowing us to get on over to it and flying over to the secret section. Now this trophy, I would say, is probably the most difficult out of the entire Dreamweaver's hub world. The skill point is actually probably one of the easiest, because Jax is not a very threatening boss fight. None of these boss fights really are, but this is definitely one of the easy ones. But this one right here for the trophy, you need to flame all of those guys in one glide. Very difficult, actually. Can take a couple of tries. As you can see, I failed straight away, but if you do fail, just kill yourself. As long as you've got the dragon, you will respawn there. You can just try it again. And then, as you can see, I did just barely make it that time. It is a very difficult trophy, so don't be too upset if it does take you quite a few tries to get it. It took me quite a few tries as well. Really not an easy trophy to get at all. As for the skill point, again, it's a perfect. Just make sure you don't get hit by Jax. It's really not all that difficult. We're going to be going straight to Jax, and then we're going to be fighting him. And I'll give you a few pointers, I suppose. So behind this dragon here, you can actually see Jax in the background, and he is one of the easier boss fights. All he does is throw presents at you like that, so you just need to jump over them. You can only flame Jax when he's reached what I'd call the stationary point, which there are 3 stationary points because you need to flame him 3 times. Stationary point is just this white column with a little silver bit in the middle. You can see there's 3 of them. There's one there, there's one he's on now, and then there'll be another one over there. Fairly simple, so if he's not one of those, don't try to flame him, just focus on dodging the presents, and you should get Jax done relatively easily, relatively quickly. The perfect really isn't that difficult for this level. And there we are, there is our last skill point. That's all skill points and trophies for the Dreamweaver's hub world. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for some more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.